But your second concern was summer placement. When we got invited for this, it just so happened that I was talking to a few of my batchmates. This year is our 10th year reunion, so people were trying to get back to campus and all of that. I just asked on that group, how many of you remember your summer placement project? Most didn't remember the title, right? Most remembered their company, but didn't remember the title. What was their summer placement project? Right? So I'm just trying to put it in perspective. I know it's very, very important and it's a critical part. It's your first step into corporate world for those of you who have not worked. It's a chance to get a pre-placement offer. It's a chance to shine. It's a chance to try and put some of the skills and techniques and knowledge that you've acquired in this year into practice. But what is it that you want out of that summer placement? Right? Did you guys read Drucker, Management by Objectives? Right? So, what are going to be your three, okay, let me use your MBA term, takeaway. Right? What's my takeaway from this course? What are your three takeaways from your summer placement? It can be different for everyone, but please, let's list those out. Right? Is it that I want to know more about this industry? Is it that I want to know more about this area in order to choose my specialization for the second year? Is it that I want a job with this company? It can be any of these and several others. Right? Now.
No, but usually it is, when you ask people what are you looking for, they say, we want a nice big name company, which we can put on our resumes.
Yes and no, and I think that's a myth. In the sense that when you will get quizzed on your final placements about your summer project, believe you me, you will get quizzed on what that project was, what did you do, how did you do it, what did you learn. It could have been at a no-name company, it could have been at a blue-chip company. Yes, that does carry some weightage, but far more is for you to be able to, I wouldn't say spin a story around it, but what you're able to communicate from what those 6 weeks, 8 weeks, how long is the mandated? 3 months? Okay. So you have a longer duration internship than at least we had. And that's a sizable amount of time for you to be able to do that. If any second year? No. Okay. So an advice for them that you could give is, please do spend half an hour going back over your report and saying, hey, what are the 3 critical findings? Right? What are you going to, why is that company hiring you? Why is a company hiring you? 2, what's the objective of a company coming and hiring a PGDAVM or MBA or international business student? To get work done? Better answer? To solve a problem. Right? So, when you're going to be talking to people from companies at placement time, let's talk in that language. This was the problem. This was the solution. And if you've at all, if they've implemented that or they've done it or not, then that. All of you, whenever a company now comes and interacts with you, they are gauging you as a potential employee. Right? So let's talk to them in that manner. Okay? The other, which is related to sort of finding your niche and all of that, is, if I recall, 20%, now I don't know this, I'm just generalizing from our batch experience, but 20% of my batch changed their jobs within the first 6 to 8, within the first year. There was about 10% which had changed within the first 6 months. 20% had changed their job in the first year. This figure reached approximately 40 to 45% at the end of the second year. Right? Now, you think, I'm out of B school, I've got to take charge of my own career, the company is not going to bother about my career, I have to bother about it, it's in my charge what I do fit myself correctly, right path, all of that. I don't think I'm at the same level, I need to go elsewhere, company didn't come on campus. Sure, those are all valid points. But imagine or think about what that company is going to think. That first 2 years is where the company is paying you to learn. Right? Most companies will put you onto a training program or a management program, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year possibly in some cases. And if you're going to leave before they have been able to really extract value or you've been able to deliver value, right? Not only does that leave a bad impression about you, but also your institute and the future batches coming from there, or the immediate at least 1 or 2 batches. Do keep this in mind, right? We all feel very proud about the institutes that we've gone back to, but this is something that you need to keep in mind, right? You don't want to be job hopping. Yes, you've not got into a good fit, you find out fairly early enough it's not your right thing and you move to another, fair enough. But even on your resume point of view, this job hopping because you're getting X% higher doesn't work. Yeah. And which goes back to this, in the sense that if you're going to be, okay, how many of you would be shocked if I said that in your working spans, you'll probably change your careers 2 to 3 times? Shocked. Yeah? Gone are those days where people work for one company from start to finish 40 years. Right? I don't know anyone like that. Right? So forget changing companies, you will also be changing careers.
Yes.
Any ideas why that might happen?
Lack of job satisfaction.
Lack of job satisfaction. So you change a job while you change your career.
So because if you're an engineer, if you
मेरे marketing अच्छा नहीं लगा तो मैं finance में चला जाता हूँ.
no, like for example, if you're an engineer,
Yeah.
so it is always the possibility of you going into an IT industry even after pursuing your MBA is pretty high because your graduation supports that. But
Okay.
after a while, you figure out that leading a team or anything of that sort does not interest you as much as going out in the market does.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that is the point of time when you.
Correct. Absolutely. What else?
So diversify and increase their skill sets so as to
Okay. I was hoping someone would give me an answer like that because that's got another point. Okay. This used to be there. I don't know. Go check it out. I'll send it back to you. Any of you heard of a small company called Deloitte? Yeah. So Deloitte on their website somewhere has this. It used to be a CD that they would send out to you. It's also a tool, which is basically it has a BS meter. Everyone knows what BS is? Yeah. Okay. And you can put in any document, any assignment, any statement, and it will tell you, how much of jargon has been used. And we'll also highlight those and give you a jargon density score, basically. Okay? Go look it up. I'll try and find that CD or that link and I'll send it across. It's worth doing this. Now, can you simplify what you said? She didn't go to B school. Okay, can you simplify what you said?
it's like increasing the capabilities so as you can pick up the jobs in
Okay.
various
So you're saying I will change my career so that I can diversify. Now, it works if you're investing in the stock market, and it works if you're a Aditya Birla Group, that not all your eggs are in one basket.
opportunity if we know like IT also, then we go to some consultancy, then we go to construction. Then it increases their work culture, it affects our prospects. It increases our prospects to pick up the jobs.
I'm not saying about choosing a major. You can choose a double major and that increases your prospect of employability, yes. But if you work 5 years in construction and then you will switch just to add diversity into IT? Okay, what else?
So people don't necessarily know what they're supposed to do. They go in doing anything in their life.
Spot on. We think we do. Believe you me, the way you will know yourself 2 or 3 years into your job, you will really know what the coffee tastes like, You think that you may be good at something, that you enjoy something, and you find out the truth in that. There's another huge factor.
So we human beings are very prone to influence. We
Okay.
somehow lack the stability, and whatever the environment attracts us to, probably one of the major reasons is money.
Okay.
So we take that track, and we want to adopt two shortcuts to success. So that stability lacks. Like we shift from.
Are you an Aam Aadmi Party supporter? It's a very honest answer. It's a good answer. It's a very honest answer. But
That's
yeah.
what I think.
Okay. Though I think in terms of what you're talking about, that we get tempted by larger rewards,
So that's how
right?
we use
That's usually a good reason for job changes. I'm looking for a major reason often why career changes happen. Two. Yes. So that's a positive change, that you find that there is greater opportunity available in another industry or a sector. Technology does, in the sense of often it can be obsolescence coming in.
Lack of trust with the company, getting integrated into the culture of the company.
So you change your job then?
No.
Would you change your career? Would you go from being a marketing manager to a professor of marketing? That's what I mean by a career change. Going from company A to company B in a similar profile is a job change. Career change.
So maybe your realization comes that this is not what actually I want to do. This is not
Okay.
what's giving me that happiness of working somewhere.
Okay, correct.
So maybe you realize your potential lies somewhere else, and when you started initially, it was
Okay,
not.
so it builds on that. Anything else? I'm looking for one major answer. What happened in 2008?
Sir, I feel the difference in the academics and industrial can also come into picture. Suppose a guy is very good in academics in a particular subject,
Yeah.
but he may not excel in the same subject when he enters the industry.
Okay. What happened in 2008? So what happened as a result of that? Correct. For 3 months, the career called investment banking was up in the air. Right? So a large number of people who were involved in financial services, broking, sales, any of that, just en masse lost jobs. There were no jobs in that industry available. So what do? Some of them went into entrepreneurship, some of them went into teaching, some of them said we'd upgrade our skills, some of them went into marketing, right? They had to change their careers, right? Now sometimes, and it's good if it happens as a pro-choice, right? That means you are proactively initiating that change. Sometimes it's circumstance. In either of these two scenarios, one is more pleasant, one is far more unpleasant, but in either of these two scenarios, you need to keep your heads about you, right? And whether it's choosing a job, whether it's choosing a career, I call it a jigsaw puzzle. You need to know yourself, you need to know the world of work. Where you find as good a fit as is possible, is places where you will not only enjoy yourself, be happy, be successful, possibly also last much longer. There's no other trick, I wish there was. There's no other magic potion. Right? Interest, things that you enjoy doing naturally. Right? Abilities, things that you can do well. And here are two kinds. Hard abilities. So you can crack a balance sheet and do ratio analysis and stuff like that really quickly. Hard ability. That you can work in a team. Soft ability. Right? You all know this. Right? With hard and soft ability, and I can't tell you, for the same set of qualifications. You can look at it in career after career. I could have done a law qualification and not be great at standing up in front of a judge and arguing, but be very, very sharp and instead do corporate law, where I'm drawing up contracts, where I'm doing negotiations, where I'm not getting into a courtroom setting. Same qualification, very different application of that. Same with all of you. You'll all pass out with the same qualification, right? But each of you has something unique. That combination of temperament, interest, hard abilities, soft abilities. Use that to create your USP, to find your niche, right? And if you've given it a fair enough shot and you don't think it's right, don't be afraid to explore. How many of you keen on entrepreneurship? Honestly, or because it's a buzzword? At which stage? Straight after B school? No. 2 hands, 3 hands for straight after B school. 4, 5. You guys have taken part in incubation things and business plan yeah? Even if you do and even if you win, my advice is please go and work a year or two. See how, preferably in that space and in that sector. No point going and joining an Hindustan Unilever Limited if what you want to do is be the next Flipkart. Go join a .com. Swim against the tide, but learn the realities of that sector. Yeah? We'll now throw it open for question and answers. Feel free about anything other than academics and Kotler. Okay? We're here. Go ahead. Okay. Hugely. We are increasingly